My name is Irene and welcome back to You Eating. So through You Eating, I explore a lot of different Korean and Korean American comfort foods, and the ultimate Korean comfort food is obviously ramyeon. I probably eat ramyeon like once a week. It's my favorite like home food or home alone food that I eat whenever I'm by myself, or I eat it when I'm hungover, I eat it for lunch, I eat it late at night, I eat it when I'm drunk. There's like lots of different times to eat it. And obviously Koreans and Korean Americans alike eat so much ramyeon. And if you go to the grocery store, there's just like those aisles of ramen. They're never ending. But the history of ramyeon itself is actually pretty recent. It's pretty modern. It was introduced right after the Korean War when South Korea was going through a very tough economic recovery. And in order to encourage people to consume wheat instead of rice, because there was a huge rice scarcity, they introduced a lot of different wheat products into our cuisine, and ramyeon was one of them. So Momofuku Ando invented the actual instant ramen through Nissin, which they make the infamous cup ramen, and Chun Jung-yoon from Samyang Foods bought 2 of those ramen machines and brought that technique back from Japan to Korea. The first ramen ever introduced is actually Samyang Ramyun, and they still have it in stores today. So this was introduced in 1963. It was the very first ramen in Korea, and it was originally chicken flavored. It definitely isn't advertised as being chicken flavored today, but let's see what they got. I'm not entirely sure what Samyang Ramyun flavor is. I have had it recently. It's not my like ramen of choice, so I haven't really had it all that much. The soup, definitely nothing meat flavored per se. And then the flakes feature dried carrot flakes, dried bok choy, dehydrated chives, and dried cabbage flakes. So it's not a chicken flavored ramen anymore. All right, so here we have Samyang Ramyun, and it smells really spicy and that like sort of fried flavor that ramyeon has. I'm gonna get a spoon. All right, let's see. It's definitely spicy and has a lot of like umami flavor and a lot of sort of vegetable-y flavor. Yeah, it's pretty clean. It sort of does give me that like a similar feeling and taste to sort of cup ramen. This ramen is also very classically used for budae-jjigae, which is the Korean army stew, which makes sense because I think it has a little bit more of a neutral flavor than some of the other big companies in Korea that make spicy ramens. It also has that little bit of that like old school flavor. Like this is something that you would definitely share with your parents and your grandmother. My mom always told me not to eat the soup. It's so good. All right, so that was Samyang Ramyun. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a solid, I think a 6. Like I would definitely eat it again. I would not turn it away. A ton of umami, which is good in other things, but it doesn't have like a very distinct flavor profile on its own because it's not chicken flavored, it's not meat flavored. Pluses are that it has like a ton of those big flakes, which taste really fresh considering that they're dried, and really delicious. The noodles are thicker, but they also like booja faster. They get bloated more quickly. I mean, otherwise, like it's a pretty clean, simple ramyeon. But the next ramyeon on the list is Yukgaejang. So please stay tuned for more in this ramen series where I will be eating through the history of Korean instant ramyeons. And please like and subscribe, and thank you for joining.